Schmo with the pro, with the UFC #1 rated welterweight in the world, the #1 rated poker player at the Hard Rock Casino, the one and only in the flesh, Colby Chaos Covington, here at MMA Masters, Miami, Florida. How we doing?
Doing good, Schmo. It's good to be back with the pro. You know, you're a pro as well, as well as I am. So it's good to talk to you again. I can't wait to talk some business.
Listen, there's no UFC fights going on, so the Schmo came down to the Mecca, South Florida, to speak to one of the best in the business. Now talk to me for a second. What's going on? We got Nate Diaz getting booked with Leon Edwards. We have Usman-Masvidal TUF happening April 24th. Where's Colby Covington in the mix?
Colby Covington in the mix is undeniable. I'm still going to be the #1 guy in the world. Marty Fake Newsman, of course he's looking for easier fights. He doesn't want to give the people and the fans what they want. The people and the fans want round 2 with me and Marty Fake Newsman. It was clear I was winning that fight 3-1. I was up. Mark Not So Goddard saved his life in that octagon, gave him a couple fake fouls when I kicked him in the liver. He called a nut shot. He got some timeouts and some breaks, and he capitalized on it. But, it was an early stoppage. I was still in the fight, Schmo, and I want that rematch. I'm waiting out for that rematch, and that's the only fight I want. If I'm not fighting, Street Judas Masvidal, the beef we have, being the ex-best friends turned rivals, then it doesn't make sense for me to fight anybody else. So, fools rush in, and I've learned that good things come to those who wait. So I'm going to keep waiting. I'm going to keep working hard every single day. Got the best coaches in the world here, Cesar Carnero, Daniel Valverde, and the offer still stands for all the coaches out there that want to challenge my coach, Daniel Valverde. $100,000 I'm going to put up against any coach in jiu-jitsu out there, and I guarantee he chokes you out.
Yes, the Schmo was just watching practice. A lot of great stuff going on here. But listen, man, a few months ago, the Schmo was in Dana White's office. He was talking about the potential of you and Masvidal for the Ultimate Fighter. Where did talks go sour? And also, Leon Edwards, man. Short notice competition against Bilal Muhammad, the eye poke, he wanted you. Where does everything fit in this equation, man? It seems like you got left behind somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I got left out because I'm the hardest fight. Everybody's looking for easy fights these days. Nobody wants to man up and give the fans what they want, except for me. I'm here to entertain the fans, entertain the UFC, and put on a good show for everybody. So I want to fight in the most exciting fights and the biggest fights possible. So, the fight with Jorge Masvidal, they wanted to do us on the Ultimate Fighter, but he blatantly refused it. He turned it down. He turned down a 7-figure contract from the UFC and a friends turned rivals season that would have sold like none other. That season was made for TV, and he turned it down. He knows what I'm going to do to him. He knows I'll steal his soul inside that octagon, just like I used to steal his soul every single day in training. And, that's that. He doesn't want to fight. He's refusing to fight. He'd rather take a losing paycheck to Marty. And of course, Marty would rather fight him. It's an easier fight for him. He doesn't want to run it back with me. He knows I'm the hardest fight in the division, and he's been in there with me. So he knows how tough I am. So, the fight with Leon Scott and Nate Diaz, a fight of two losers, As far as I'm concerned, Leon's last fight is a loss. That's a DQ loss. You poked him in the eye 2-3 times. You were warned in the back by Herb Dean. He tells you, hey, clearly keep your fingers closed when you're in the octagon and don't poke in the eye. And he's fighting the whole fight, That's why he's, Edward Scissorhands now. So Edward Scissorhands doesn't deserve to be rewarded with anything. And he's a loser versus loser matchup. And it makes sense for him to fight Nate Diaz, a guy who hasn't fought in 2 years. They both haven't fought in 2 years. So let them square up and they can decide who's the biggest loser.
A lot of the guys in the top 10 in your division are calling you out, though. The Michael Chiesas, I'm sure Wonderboy Thompson wants a piece of you. Gilbert Burns wants a piece of you. Would you fight any of those guys, or do you want to hold out unless it's for the title against Usman?
Yeah, I don't like to hold out, but we're already this deep. I was waiting 5-6 months, with the promise from the UFC and Dana White. He was even saying in the media, hey, Colby's fighting George next after I finish Woodley. And that was the fight to make, me versus George. It's the biggest money fight the UFC can make. It's a bigger title fight matchup. It's a bigger fight than they've ever had in the history of the company, just with, how close we were as friends. And we were in each other's corner every step of the way in the UFC. And now we hate each other. We hate each other's guts. He said some things to me at our old gym. I had to leave my old gym, and I'm thankful that happened because I have better coaches and a better gym now. But, this beef needs to be settled, Schmo. He talked a big game, said in the media to you, it's on site. Oh, I'm gonna wreck Colby's face, break all these bones in his face. Colby's fragile, this and that. Where are you gonna walk that talk? You talk reckless, but there's only one guy walking the talk. That's me. I talk the talk and I walk the walk.
So is it safe to say the next time you step foot in the octagon, it's either against Usman or Masvidal?
I can't say that it's safe to say that, Schmo. I'm here to put on a good, entertaining fight for the fans. And, you know, I'm going to evaluate things when that fight happens. Everybody knows, you know, the UFC hasn't told me, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory that I'm the backup guy. If anything happens, anybody gets COVID, anybody gets cold feet and pulls out of that fight, I'm showing up. That's right down the road from me. We're in Miami, Florida right now. That's 3.5 hours, 4-hour ride. You know, I'll take a bus over to Jacksonville and I'll be showing up for that fight. You know, I'll be there. So if anybody pulls out, I'll be stepping in and, you know, we'll evaluate from there. You know, I just want to put on good fights and capitalize on my prime of my career right now, which is what I'm in. So, you know, we'll see what happens in a couple weeks.
They going to have you weigh in, alternate?
I don't know. You know, that's up to Dana White and Hunter Campbell. You know, that's their decision. That's their business and what they want, you know, but I'm staying ready. You know, I have my weight ready to go. I'm training, preparing it like I am fighting April 24th for the world title. So, you know, if they want me to weigh in, I'd love to weigh in. If not, it's okay. I'll be there in attendance and, you know, I'll be ready to go in case anybody pulls out last minute.
Masvidal is your former roommate. Jon Jones is a former roommate. He's been making headways as of lately. Francis Ngannou super fight. He wants to get paid $8 to $10 million. Isn't enough money. Do you share those same sentiments?
No, not even in the same stratosphere of those sentiments. You know, I'm here I'm not asking for anything that I haven't deserved. I'm not even asking for, you know, millions of dollars. You know, I'm just asking for, you know, what's in my contract and I want to fight, you know, for the world championship and I want to put on fights for the fans. You know, I'm not making these outrageous, crazy demands of multi-millions of dollars. I'm just asking for what's in my contract. And, you know, if the UFC and Dana make that right, you know, then I'm going to come put on a show for them and they're going to be happy because I've been working hard in silence and I'm going to let success make my noise when I get back to work.
Yes, you have been working hard in silence, but back to Jon Jones. Is he deserving of more money than that, though, to that question?
No chance. He's not a draw like that, you know. I've talked to the UFC or the ESPN executives, and they said, hey, I'm a top 3 draw in the company, so I know my worth. I'm a bigger draw than Jon. You know, I move the needle, I draw the numbers. Jon's irrelevant these days. He's not fighting. His last 2 fights were split decision wins that a lot of people thought he lost. Nobody thought he won those fights, and he just looks like he's washed up, man. He looks like he's off the steroid because he's failed a couple steroid tests. He looks like he's still hitting pregnant ladies and running to the foothills like a coward. He looks like he's still doing the same thing that he always does, you know, cocaine, hookers, but yet here he is, you know, a two-faced hypocrite saying, oh, I'm all about God, I'm all about my family. So that guy hasn't deserved or earned anything, and the fans see that, and that's why nobody cares to see him fight anymore.
What about Conor McGregor? Yesterday he tweeted about making a McGregor belt. We already got this BMF belt. All these guys want belts. What do you make of this McGregor belt for the trilogy fight with Dustin Poirier?
You know, how do you think you deserve a belt when you haven't won a fight in 3 or 4 years? You know, the guy's, you know, completely done. He's washed up. You know, con man McGregor, he couldn't even knock off that old dude off the stool. How's he going to knock out Dustin Poirier or get some title belt?
So you gave the Schmo your prediction right there in the trilogy fight, that is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar to the first one. I think we saw in the last fight that Conor's his head's not in the game anymore. He made so much money. He did great for himself. You know, he got the Floyd fight. He made $100 million. He's got his big whiskey company going. So, you know, he's just not hungry. He doesn't have that fire to wake up every single day like me, who wakes up at 6 in the morning to go on a run every day, who comes in here and trains back-to-back training sessions for 4 hours straight like I'm a man possessed, you know, and you can see it in my eyes. You can see it in my soul that it's burning right now, and I have that fire, and I want my belt back.
A few feet to our right. These mats are beautiful. Coach Daniel Valverde and company, they got this place looking immaculate. The Schmo can't help but to wonder, what's the deal with you and Polyana Viana? The Schmo's getting mixed feelings here. What really went down? What's going on? Friends with benefits? What's the deal here?
Yeah, you know, usually I don't kiss and tell, but you know, it's different with Polyana. You know, we shared some great moments, and I thought it was something special. And, you know, she came to train with me one day. You know, she was in my shirt because she was at my house, and you know, we were working on that bedroom cardio Schmo, and, you know, she needed an extra shirt because, you know, there might have been some stuff on her other shirt. So, you know, I had to give her the Chaos shirt, brought her into training. You know, we had a great couple days together, and, you know, I wish her well. I want to see her do well in her career, and hopefully she's got a little kickstart and boost in her career now where she can go make some money and put her name really out there on the map.
Yeah, the Schmo knows you take your cardio seriously. By the way, what did Tyron Woodley's rib feel like? We've been meaning to ask you that.
Yeah, it felt, you know, soft. You know, just like I said all training camp, he's a soft soy boy, and, you know, I was going to break his will, and, I'm a man of my word, Schmo. I said he was leaving on the stretcher, and that's exactly what he did. He left the octagon on a stretcher. He should have been retired. He should have never came back to fight after that ass beating. I wouldn't want to fight ever again. But how funny is it? Street Judas Masvidal was saying, "Oh, I'm training Woodley, and he's going to be the best version yet, and he's going to kill Colby and this and that, and his coaching skills. He sucks, man. He sucks as a fighter. He sucks as a coach, and he's probably going to be the bad curse for Jake Paul going forward against Ben Askren now that he's coaching him."
Seems like a lot of guys in this gym have been sparring with Jake Paul. You get the call to spar with Jake Paul yet?
Nah, he knows better than that. He knows he doesn't want anything America's champ. He doesn't want any of Donald Trump's favorite fighter. He knows. He knows his role. He's training with amateurs. He's training with scrubs. He knows better than to call out, America's champ.
Inside this gym, you and Platinum Mike Perry are both training, man. I thought you guys were enemies. You guys are brought together here, man. What's that like?
See, at Colby Covington Incorporated, we don't discriminate against anybody coming through our doors. If you want to come train at CCI and MMA Masters, you're welcome. We will welcome you with open arms. We'll train hard with you. We'll give you, great coaching and expertise. And, we don't hold grudges. That's the biggest thing here. Things move on, and, we realize that no one's perfect in this world. And if you learn to do better and, you have a good head on your shoulders and you're not holding grudges from the past, then anyone's welcome here.
So an ideal situation, where would Colby Covington, because fans are coming back now, like to headline a card or maybe co-headline a pay-per-view card? Where would be the ideal city for Colby Chaos Covington?
The ideal city would be right here in the heart of Miami, right up the street at American Airlines Arena. I have a good relationship with those people over at American Airlines, and everybody in Miami wants to see me fight. They know I'm Miami's son right now. I'm 305's favorite fighter, and I'm the best fighter to ever come out of Miami. So I want to defend my hometown. This is where I'm training every single day now, and this is where I want to fight. So UFC Dana, let's bring the UFC back to American Airlines and fight right here in Miami.
Yeah, this town wasn't big enough for both you and LeBron James. You drove him out of this city a few years back.
That's true. That soy boy LeBron knew better. That communist, he's too busy, profiting off all the women that are working in his sweatshops to make all his apparel over in China. So the guy's just a piece of shit, man. He hates this country where he made all his money, and I'm just sick of hearing his voice. If I see that guy, he knows. That's why he left the city, is because of Colby Chaos Covington. And if I ever run into him again, Schmo, it's not going to be a good day. I'm definitely going to give him a wedgie.
Hey, the Schmo wants to be the announcer for that charity match. Let's make it happen. A wedgie, you said? Pretty interesting.
A wedgie, yeah. It's Nerd Bash 2021 now. No nerd is safe, and I'm coming after them all. I'm taking lunch money. I'm stuffing nerds in lockers, and I'm giving them wedgies for a living.
Can we get a final message for the Chaos fans out there worldwide?
Final message is stay tuned. Good things come to those who wait. Fools rush in, and I've been patiently working very hard behind closed doors, and I promise you when I come back, I will not disappoint.
He's the pro, I'm the Schmo here at MMA Masters. We're out.